This is a video I never thought I would be making because I was so deep in the Apple ecosystem. And by Apple ecosystem, I mean everything Apple related. I never thought I could buy a device that was not Apple based. But here I am, and to be honest, it's one of the best decisions I've made so far. I know. Coming from me, that sounds weird, but just pay attention. I actually wanted to get a better camera for stuff I wanted to shoot. I thought of getting a mirrorless camera, but I'm not paying that amount of money for a camera I will not use every single day of the week. Plus, I don't even have a workflow that requires that amount of money. I'm not spending that much. And that led me to this, the Samsung S22 Ultra. This phone is probably the best Android phone out there right now, depending on what version you get. Samsung's S series of phones either have the Snapdragon chip, which is pretty good, or the Exynos chip, which is Samsung's own in-house chip, which can be a steaming pile of turd sometimes. The phone has flagship specs. It has a big screen, bright screen, and a really good screen. It's got big batteries, it's got an S Pen, it's got a flagship chip, and visually it is beautiful. I wanted to get the white one, but the burgundy looks pretty good, although the frosted back does make it a tad more slippery. So if you're one of those people who have a medical condition that causes everything to fall out of your hands, you should probably get a case, just like this one. This is the official Samsung silicone case for the S22 Ultra. The case is sturdy and doesn't flop around like some common cases you find across the street. And with more sturdiness comes more money, and in my opinion this case is a bit too expensive. Paying this amount of money for something that will eventually fall down and be on surfaces is not ideal for me. And one thing that makes silicone cases so annoying for me is the amount of dirt they pick up. Honestly, your job is to protect my phone, not to collect sand. The front of the case is raised a bit, which means it will protect your phone screen if it's face down or if you drop it. Since this is basically the child of a Galaxy Note and the Galaxy S series, it has an S Pen, which was something that was secluded to the Galaxy Notes, but now the Galaxy S has it. And after using it for quite some time, I did enjoy it, to be quite honest. The first week of using the S Pen, obviously I was using it for stuff I didn't need it for, but over the course of weeks I have actually been using it quite frequently, especially with studying, taking notes on solving quick equations for math or physics or chemistry, or just writing stuff down. I also use it to draw my snaps and then make people wonder how I can write so well on my screen. But overall, the S Pen is very enjoyable. The camera is probably the main reason for getting this phone. The camera is really good for photography, and it doesn't really drop the ball on video as well. The iPhone 14 will probably have better camera for video because iPhones have always had better cameras for video, but I don't doubt it will beat this camera in photography. And don't get me wrong, the video on this is amazing. The camera has a lot of interesting modes and features, which makes it a lot more interesting than that of the iPhone. You can spend hours just exploring and learning how different things work and how different modes work. Well, on iOS, you just point and shoot, and that's it. And no, photographic styles don't really count as exploration. You just swipe for the ones you want. So iPhone 13 uses shush. Yes, now for the main question. Android or iOS? Which do I prefer? And to be honest, when it comes to software experience and hardware experience as well, I'll go with Android.
No! 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 What the hell are you doing out here, Fred? How did you get out here?
The iPhone 13s are built pretty well. I've seen a couple of them, I don't have one, but I'm still with Android on this one. And I'm not going to take a neutral stance just to please anyone in your phone politics. I'm just being honest, I do prefer the Android experience right now. Before the Apple super devoted fans attack me, there are still things I love about iOS that Android is sort of lacking behind, but experiencing a fluid and proper Android phone like this is a breath of fresh air. iOS is really restricting, and there are things I wish Apple would let iPhone users do. You have features like reverse wireless charging, faster charging, multitasking, Google Assistant, and yes, Google Assistant makes Siri look stupid. Always on display, higher refresh rate on budget models, USB-C charging, S Pen or stylus, using other launchers, better app stores. Do you want me to keep going? My point is, iOS is not intuitive, it's a bit boring now. And I'm sorry to say it, but I have to say it's a bit boring. It's like Apple is scared to make changes. The design of the iPhone has looked the same for 4 years now. You can barely tell the difference between 11, 12, 13, and I bet 14's probably look the same apart from the screen. I remember how people, including myself, were losing their minds over Apple introducing widgets, and Android phones have had widgets for 10 years before Apple did it, but I have to give Apple credit for doing it pretty well. I mean, 10 years late to the party, but still, you did it well. I will still be using my iPhone and hopefully upgrading, but I do like the balance and the reliability of iOS. I'll go over the tips and tricks for this phone and the S Pen in another video, as well as Samsung DeX, which is really cool. Overall, for my use, this is a great phone and not price friendly, but if you can get your hands on it, it's definitely worth it. If you're like me and you haven't tried a proper smooth Android phone, you should probably try out the S22, the S22 Plus, or the S22 Ultra, but don't get the Exynos version, you just hate it. It's time for donations again. I will never stop doing this. You can hate the section of the video, but I just will not stop. Donations do go a long way to help people, different people around the world, and I am not going to stop. I'm not gaining anything from these donations, and I'll put a link in the description to the charities you can donate to, and none of these people know who I am, just a random guy on YouTube. So just try and donate. That's all from me. You can show your support by liking the video, subscribing, and sharing the video. It really helps a lot. See you in the next one.